There was the case of the foreign national who died suddenly and unexpectedly in his church. Apparently, he went to pray 3 times a day in his church. According to the witnesses, it was midday and he went to pray, and then the CCTV footage showed him literally falling to the floor like a sack of potatoes. I had to do the autopsy. On my table was an adult male with no fatal external injuries to the body. Upon opening the stomach, I found something very unusual. There were 3 things inside the stomach. There was a piece of 20 centimeter sellotape, a piece of string, and a square piece of plastic. I had made the diagnosis. If you haven't read about this or seen this before, it will fly over your head like a rare bird. Unless you know your birds, it will be like any other bird that would fly over your head. But this was a very specific phenomenon. What I had before me was a drug mule. So what probably had happened was sometimes people swallow bullets of drugs. These can contain cocaine or heroin. They're usually tied in condoms or the distal ends of drugs, or with a piece of plastic and string and sellotape. Sometimes, fearing arrest, they may quickly wrap these bullets and they may come undone within you. And then the reason you die is a super overdose of cocaine or heroin. Drug mules are entirely expendable to the traffickers. What happens is, on the other side of the world where the drugs are produced, they will swallow, say for example, 10 bullets of drugs. These are condoms or the distal ends of gloves that contain cocaine or heroin. The drug traffickers will then mark the mule. The mule will become a human invoice pad. For example, they will put 10 puncture marks on the buttock. That means that that drug mule has swallowed 10 bullets of drugs. When they arrive on this side and they give in 8 bullets, that means that the mule is dealing drugs on the side. So they become human invoice pads. If they swallow 10 bullets, there's 10 marks on the buttock. They must give 10 bullets on this side to the handler. So what happens if one of these bullets ruptures? If cocaine ruptures inside your gastrointestinal tract, it is a very specific phenomenon. They get terminal hypothermia. Their temperature almost goes through the roof. And that's why these death scenes are very specific. It is usually someone dead in a transient hotel near, for example, an airport or a railway station, and the death scene is crazy. They're literally covered in ice or wet towels or under an air conditioner, or the fan is on. So the death scene of a drug mule is very specific. The temperature is so hot they want to cool down. Sometimes you may find laxatives nearby where they want the bullets to pass. The clinical management of someone who's swallowed bullets of drugs is controversial. Some doctors say let it pass, some will cut them out. We've actually had cartels cut the drugs out from the mule at a transient hotel to get the drugs out. Heroin also causes immediate death. They get froth at the mouth and the nostrils. Cocaine and heroin almost cause immediate deaths in super pharmacological dosages. How do drug traffickers bring drugs into a country? Very craftily. So the old-fashioned version was with drug bullets being swallowed through the gastrointestinal tract. These were condoms or the distal ends of gloves. But nowadays they're using far cleverer methods. For example, the drugs are put into prosthetic breasts, or they in drug packets sewn subcutaneously into their abdominal fat. Even pets have been used to smuggle drugs, not within the gastrointestinal tract of the dog or the cat, but subcutaneously on the dog or the cat. A whole new purpose for a dog.